The 141st running of the Kentucky Derby is set to take place this weekend. And as for the world's fastest thoroughbreds, they compete in the first leg of the prestigious Triple Crown. Today I'm joined by SBR contributor and renowned horse racing handicapper Jay Price as we aim to create the perfect formula needed to predict a Kentucky Derby winner. So Jay, part of the beauty of the Triple Crown is that each track presents its own unique set of obstacles, giving the different kind of runner an advantage in each leg. The distances vary, as does the setting. Now, when trying to locate a potential Kentucky Derby winner, where do you start in your search, Jay?
I like to think of the Derby as an outlier race. This is abnormal in the world of American horse racing. You have a bunch of immature 3-year-olds who are still developing, racing the 10 furlongs and the longest distance that they've faced up to their careers in front of 150,000 screaming fans, and against 19 of their peers. I like to look at things that might give them an edge to get up in the money or to win the race. Typically, I just pretty much ignore the speed figures, which the novice bettor is typically immediately attracted to. I'll go back to them in a little bit, but when I'm first starting to look at the Derby, I like to key in on stamina and pace, because the race is so long. I like to look at maybe how the horse has been conditioning, working up to the race. Have they been stretching out their works? I look around to see if they've been galloping further in the morning, maybe jogging a little bit longer, because, it's that final furlong, that going from that 9th furlong to 10th furlong is really going to test these horses. In addition to this, I look at pace a lot. I try to determine how I feel like the race is going to shake out. To win this thing, you need to be incredibly lucky, and to do so, you need a really clean trip. And with all these horses bunched up together, you like to favor the horses that are going to be out on front, who you feel like is going to hang on when you have one or two of these closers come, screaming up behind them there to end the race.
All right, now Jay, as you've already mentioned some of the factors that go into handicapping. We've mentioned speed, we've mentioned pace. There's also breeding, there's trips, trainers, jockey combinations, post positions, and that's before we even get into some of the superstitions that surround the sport, as of like horse names and favorite numbers, who comes up in the discussions. Can you shed some insight on the aspects from the historical point of view and help us find potential candidate to take home the roses on Saturday?
Well, I'll be negative Nancy on this answer, but there are several curses, Kentucky Derby curses, that are coming into play for Saturday's race. One of the popular ones is that no winner has ever gone unstarted in their 2-year-old season, not since 1882 with Apollo. 50 some have tried since the 1930s, and a few have gotten in a second. One of the key favorites, or the 4th or 5th favorite, Materiality, falls into this kind of hex, if you will. One of the more popular curses that's been increasing in kind of its statistical relevance is the curse of Stormcat, which, Stormcat's been arguably the most influential breeding sire in American horse racing, or horse racing throughout the world in the last 25 years. But he has produced 0 Kentucky Derby winners from anything within his tail line. I believe it's 0 for 44 in chances. And to make matters worse, in between 2000 and April 2014, his tail line descendants were something like 2 for 139 in dirt route races of 1.25 miles or more. So what this is saying is, Stormcat doesn't have a lot of stamina backed into that breeding. But what's interesting here is that there's 7 or 8 starters that fall into this curse, and 2 of them are your favorites, American Pharoah and Dortmund. And it'll be interesting to see, if they'll be able to keep the distance throughout the race.
All right, then, Jay, does that mean we should maybe fade these favorites in this position?
A lot of these horses, they're first generation Stormcat or second generation Stormcat descendants. And now we're starting to move into that 3rd generation where maybe some more stamina gets built into this super speedy breeding line. But there's 5 or 6 horses that have really separated themselves from the rest of the field. They're all forwardly placed running style type horses. that, 1, 2, maybe 3 are going to get a pretty darn good trip. And I expect them to hang on. It's not going to be pretty. They'll be lugging in late, but, I think one of these top 3 or 4 choices will end up winning the Derby.
All right, there you have it, guys. Once again, expert handicapper Jay Price with his free breakdown on your best plays and positions to take on the Kentucky Derby going down this weekend. If you want more info on the races, Jay wrote up an entire betting guide to the Kentucky Derby. You can find in the links below this video. And also comment below, let us know who you're backing in the race for a possible feature on the next show. And for all the best free predictions and selections for the Triple Crown, keep it logged right here with us at Sportsbook Review.